Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Games Workshop contrast paints because they have sent me some. Thank you to Games Workshop for sending me the new contrast paints. And I'm going to go over my top, I was going to say top 5 favorite ones, but I might have more than 5. So we're just going to say my favorite new contrast paints, alright? So let's go over to my painting area so you can stop looking at this shitty green screen as well. Hold on. All right, here we go. I'm going to swing the microphone over here. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Expert YouTubing. Okay. And let me come on over now. All right, here we go. Okay. So let me talk about my favorite contrast paints. All right, so there's about, I want to say like 20 something new contrast paints. There's also like 20 different or 15 or 20 new shades, which I haven't even tried yet. I've just been playing around with these contrast paints. So I'm going to talk about the contrast paints today and then the shades in a different video because it's a lot. So let's talk about my favorites. So first things first, we have these yellows. So we have Ironjaw's yellow and Imperial Fist. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about Imperial Fist, but I think I like Ironjaw's yellow a little more. So here they are side by side. Honestly, it's kind of hard to even tell a difference. Maybe if we give them the old flip. Hold on. Give them the old flip here. All right, you can kind of see the difference from the back. So this one is definitely a more vibrant yellow. This one's a little more of a darker, almost greenish tinted yellow, or just kind of a dirtier yellow, I guess you could say. I think it's just a little more translucent as well, but I really like this one. I like the translucency of it, so it fits well with the zenithal priming. And this one, I think is still really good if you need like a nice vibrant yellow, but it kind of just depends. I think both of these are better than what's the other, this old Vanden yellow I haven't even used because you gotta like shake it up and it just looks like snot. It looks like you got really sick and it's just snot yellow. And then actually it's more like orange. This is the snot yellow. Here we go. This was their other yellow, which was Nazdrag yellow. Like, these yellows were just, they were not good. They were more like brown yellows. These are at least like nice vibrant yellows. Like even this one being a little darker is still yellow. So I like these because they've added good yellow contrast. So that's the first. Next up, the new greens. So these greens are amazing. I love all the new greens. So let me go through them. First we have Karandris green. And I've put them on orc skin because that's the first thing I thought of was like I could use these on orcs. So Karandris green honestly looks pretty good. I really like this green. This is like the most green. This is like grass green. And I'm a pretty big fan. I'm going to probably do a decent amount of all these, but I like that one. Mantis Warriors green. I think this might be my favorite one. So this one reminds me of my Billy character in World of Warcraft. Like it gives me that kind of orc skin color vibe. I like this color a lot. I think this is my go-to orc green I'm going to do for a lot of my orcs. Like I really like this Mantis Warriors green. I might even use this for a lot of Seraphon as well. So big fan of that green. Then we have the Gut Rippa Flesh. So this is the Gut Rippa Flesh, which I think is actually really good as well. Like all these greens are so good. This is more of a pale green. It actually is just a contrast version of auric flesh. Like you may like it doesn't look like it. Maybe if I shake it up, but it's like pretty close. Like when I painted orcs this color, it was pretty close. So I mean, it's essentially kind of a contrast version of that, which is fine with me. I think it's a really nice kind of pale orc green. I could even see a lot of people using this for Nurgle. I'm probably going to try this on some of my Nurgle stuff and then maybe put Plaguebearer Flesh over it. Maybe not, see how it is. But I like this as an option for green. And then we have the final green. Well, actually, there's Hexwraith Flame, but it's like a slightly brighter version of the old Hexwraith Flame, which is kind of cool. But this green is striking scorpion green, and this is a bright, vibrant green, which I think still looks pretty good, but it might be a little too neon green for me. You know what I mean? So I tried it instead on this Skaven spell that's supposed to be like the warp stone in the middle. I think it's actually really good for warp stone. So I'm gonna probably paint a lot of warp stone this color because I like it a lot. I think it's it may as well just be like warp stone green, but they already have warp lightning green, which from the old contrast, and I think this is more of a warp lightning than this is, but obviously they can't go back in time and change them. But I like this green a lot. I love all the greens. I think all these greens are amazing, so I'm really happy with those. Now let's talk about Magma Droth Flame. Okay, look at this orange. My God. This is like the brightest, most vibrant orange. I just picked this random ass model I like half painted. I was like, I might as well do it on this shield. But like, the old contrast orange was kind of like, okay, it's all right, it's an orange. This is like, you looking for orange? We got your orange. Like, this is the most, like, look, hold on, how close can I get here? Like, look at this. All right, that's like, it's actually, there we go, that's pretty good. This is a crazy orange. I feel like it's a very like specific use thing. Like, I guess you can use it on shields, maybe like hair, or I'm sure, you know, a lot of Fire Slayer dwarves it would be good for. Obviously it's called Magma Droth, but it's still like a really nice color to have. And so I'm like, you know what, that's pretty good. It's better. You know, I think my favorite ones from this contrast range are the ones that we didn't really have before. Like, for example, I brought this in just to show it. So this is a skink I painted with 2 new blue paints. So there's this one and this one. All right. So the Asurman Blue and the Celestium Blue. So I believe the darker one is the Celestium Blue. So it's actually like this. Asurman Blue on the right, Celestium Blue on the left. And like, it looks good. This blue is a little darker, but like, it's still not bad. The problem is just, I feel like we already have a bunch of different blues. Like, we have a Aethermatic Blue. There's like, what are those other blues? There's Talisar Blue. There's like 3 other blues, man. Like, which, you know, it's great. There's also Storm Fiend, which is yet another blue. Like, a lot of these blues just start blending together, which I actually used for my Thanquol, which I'm going to show you his cloak up top here, so you can see Thanquol on top. That's Storm Fiend blue. Actually a really nice blue. I like it. But again, like, you start looking at these blues and it's like, it starts getting pretty difficult to tell the difference. Now, here we go. Croxie scales is actually a really nice one. I'm a big fan of Croxie scales. It almost feels like a slightly darker Aethermatic Blue. So I feel like it's got a bit more of a place. Like, I don't think there's many blues like this one. So I'm a fan of this. I'm also a fan of, I didn't even paint anything with this one, but Eldari Emerald is actually really nice. Hold on, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some on real quick just to show you, because I forgot about this one. It's actually really nice. So there we go. I'm just gonna loop it up. Okay, I'm not painting very well, but it's fine. I'm just trying to show you. So that's good enough. But here we go. This is the Eldari Emerald. It's just like a really nice kind of almost Pterodon turquoise, but I think it's a little more Pterodon turquoise than actual Pterodon turquoise. Like, this is a very this is like a pure turquoise, man. Like, this is really strong, really vibrant turquoise, and I like it a lot. So that's another really good one. I don't know why I didn't have it over here to show off, but then I have a couple more that I really like. We have this one, which is kind of more of a technical paint. It's called Pylar Glacier, And this is pretty much, if you want to make anything kind of ice, frosty, you know, cold weather, this is like perfect. So I painted this Beast of Chaos guy with it, and he's literally a Zenithal primed, and then I just covered him in this. So it's very subtle, which is why I think it's more of a technical paint than a contrast. But you can see like on his swords, or his axes, swords. There's like just, it's kind of, it makes him look very ice-like, almost like a what do you, Game of Thrones White Walker type thing. So I mean, you could just literally slather this on a bunch of stuff, put some snow down, and you know, maybe like touch him up a bit in certain areas, and he would look like an ice warrior guy. Like, I think this is a really cool paint. I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, you know, it doesn't cover enough, it's pretty subtle, whatever, but I actually think it's got some pretty good use if you're doing that type of thing. So I'm a fan of it. Obviously I do think it's more of a technical paint, but whatever. And then, oh my god, so we're going back to Thankful. I'm about to show you, I think, my favorite new contrast paint. All right, so this is Rattling Grime. Okay, so Hot Rat Summer, first of all, and at first you're kind of like, it just looks like a really dark brown. So you're like, what, dark brown? But I decided, from seeing the pictures, it looks kind of steampunky, and I was like, okay, this could be really cool on like some metal. So I thought, obviously I have a lot of, you know, Clan Scryer or like, you know, Skaven robot stuff. So I was like, what if I throw this on some Skaven metal? So here's one thing, and it really does make it look kind of like a steampunk metal. And then I did his leg down here, so you can see his robot leg is just kind of, it looks like it just reminds me of steampunk metal, you know what I mean? Like that old kind of rusted, worn down metal. And I really like it. I also hit it with a bit of a dry brush. You can kind of see it's like this, but I hit it with like a Stormhost Silver and then some other color dry brush, so it has that metallic feel, and then I painted over it, so it makes it look a little more armored, I guess you can say. And I mean, I love this. In fact, I did his wraps also with the Rattling Grime, and I think it looks really good with the wraps. Almost like he's got these dirty wrapped cloths around his arm. I think this is probably my favorite contrast paint. Like, if I had to buy one of these, this is like my skeleton horde for the new set. You know what I mean? How everyone's like, oh, skeleton horde, you could use that on skeletons, it looks really good. Or the leather one. Like, this to me is that. This is probably my favorite thing. I like it a lot. But, I mean, out of all these paints, I think they're pretty good. I mean, obviously, there's some other ones that, like, they're okay, but I don't know. These were my favorites, I guess is what it boils down to. The Luxian Purple's actually really nice. It's one of the purples, what am I saying? It's one of the purple colors in the set. Good job, me. Compared to, like, the old contrast, I think this was like the best purple you could get was Magos Purple. So it's definitely a bit of a brighter purple. And I think it looks pretty good. So I would say the purple's also nice if you want purple stuff. If you like water it down a bit, it's also really good for getting purple, because the older ones were kind of dark. So they did better there. But overall, I actually love these contrast paints. I think they're really good. I'm glad that we now have some more vibrant ones. I'm happy that like there's really vibrant colors I can use for feathers, because there's obviously things like Seraphon, like there's all the little feathers on his thing. There's priests and stuff that have feathers. You know, it gives you more tools for the tool belt. I think that's all you could ask for. So I'm pretty excited for it, and hopefully you enjoy them as much as I did. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya. Oh, I gotta go turn it off.